Is my involvement actually hurting my child's football development? That's a hard question to ask yourself. Being honest, that thought keeps a lot of us up at night. Today I'll go through the 4-question framework that I use when I work with parents to ensure they're supporting their kids, not sabotaging them. And at the end, I'll go through some common ways to screw it up. Parenting young football players can be really hard. There's a lot of noise out there. One coach says more private coaching, another says just let them play. Understandably, you worry, am I pushing too hard or am I not doing enough? Having worked in and around youth football as a physio and a coach for a decade now, I've seen a lot of positive and negative involvement from parents. So when I work with parents now, I draw on those experiences and use the questions I'll show you as a guide. I don't claim that these are all the answers, but I have found these questions to be a useful frame of reference for figuring out whether parents are helping or hurting their kids' athletic pursuits. Question 1. Are you fighting biology? We all want this. We want to press R2 and make our kid run faster, grow taller, or play better. We want to be the puppet master in control. The reality is, you're stuck with this. You can't force a plant to grow by yelling at it, and in the same vein, you cannot control your kid's growth spurt. If your kid grew an inch this month, they'll be clumsy. And that's not an attitude problem or a not enough practice problem. That's a biology problem. So if you ask yourself, am I trying to control the growth like a puppet master? Or am I managing the ecosystem, being a gardener? Am I taking care of the soil? Are they sleeping and eating well? Am I protecting them? Helping them stay injury-free? Am I influencing the climate? Do they feel safe? If you're trying to joystick their biology, you're not coaching. You're fighting nature, and nature has this pesky habit of winning in the long run. Question 2. Are they solving the problem or are you? Let's go back to this. During practice and matches, do you, or the coach for that matter, let your kid learn to make decisions for themselves? Are you comfortable with a mess and oftentimes non-linear development that usually accompanies real learning? It doesn't always look good and clean. It might even look like your kid isn't making progress for a while. But if you can answer yes to the question, is my kid learning to make decisions for him or herself, even the bad ones, then you're likely to be on a path where learning happens. If you take this controller away, you give him back the game. Question 3. Is the chassis strong enough for the engine? Football is a physical game. We all want our kids to be fast and explosive. We want them to have a Ferrari engine. But as a physio, here's what I see. Parents running that Ferrari engine to the ground, forgetting it needs to warm up before being pushed, that it needs maintenance and high-performance oils and gas. Not to mention the fact that the engine sits inside a Honda Civic chassis. Now, I'm not saying that your kid's engine is akin to a mechanical engine. The metaphor can be meaningful though, even if it's not entirely accurate. Your kid doesn't need periodic cleanses like oil changes. And there are no replacement parts if something goes wrong. Apart from joint replacements down the line, but let's not go there. If the engine is too powerful for the chassis though, the chassis snaps. That means that the chassis isn't meeting the demands that the engine, or the game if you like, places on your kid. You don't have to know every minute detail of each of these demands, but it certainly helps if you've seen a match and noted what kind of physical actions are involved. Your kid can get fit to meet the endurance demands by playing the game mostly. That builds the engine. To build the chassis, the strength to handle the demands of cutting, landing and sprinting, they often need that unsexy work outside of football. And yes, that sort of contradicts what I'm usually talking about when I say that practice should look like the game. It's the one exception to the rule. I'm talking about things like a simple but effective strength exercise routine, squats, lunges, some kind of core control exercises. If you ignore the chassis and just push for more and more speed, more and more matches, you're not building an athlete. You're building a future patient. So the question isn't just, are they fast? It's, are they robust enough to stay fast? Question 4. Is home a place for recovery? Or is it just another place for performing? We have high expectations for our kids. Homework, chores, sensible behavior. That's good parenting. But is your home also a place where they have to perform as an athlete? Recovery is mental as much as it is physical. It might annoy you too when you see them playing Fortnite or just hanging out with friends. But that social downtime is the biological off switch they need to lower their stress hormones and really boost their recovery. And if the car ride home from a match or a practice is a lecture and the conversations around the dinner table a tactical analysis, it's a lot harder for them to switch off and to recover. Have home be their biggest recovery asset, and let their friends be the vitamins that protect them from burnout. That screw up checklist. So we have our 4-question framework. Before you go though, here's the fast track list on how to screw it all up. If you want your kid to have the highest chance of quitting by age 15, you can try some of these things. Scream at the ref and the coach. Teach your kid that the world is against them and that no one has their back. Tell them to run it off when they have a limp. The number 1 cause of future injury is a previous injury. Ask them why they're not playing like the kid on Instagram or the superstar on the TV screen. Joystick every move from the sideline until they're afraid to make a mistake. Being the best requires constant training. No need to waste time on having your kid be social with their friends. Or you can choose another path. Be the gardener. Water the soil. Build their physical capacity and throw away the controller. Make home feel like a safe haven. If you'd like more videos about how you can support your kid's football journey, then see this video right here. If you want help figuring out whether you're helping or hurting, check out the Work With Me link in the description below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.